Now, I'm not a self-hating Bayern fan. I will get that covered right away. We're going to put that out there. I am not a self-hating Bayern fan. I am actually, I think a lot of people who know me as a Bayern fan would say I'm an optimist. I always try to look at the positives before the negatives. I do not try to bring the club down ever. I never try to bring players down as well in our team because we want to support them. We want them to play well. But now that we've established that, watch my whole channel, guys. I got 2 years of videos showing you that I'm an optimist about Bayern. But after the Ballon d'Or ceremony yesterday, after seeing the final 30 nominees and how they were ranked by the quote unquote journalists, now I made a video yesterday talking about the Ballon d'Or, the whole rankings, my thoughts on it, whatever. So go watch that if you want. But when these final rankings came out, there was one name that I saw popping up a lot. I mean, honestly, a lot of people were tweeting and talking about how certain players deserve to be higher or lower. But in relation to Bayern, you guys, this man's name was popping up a lot, Mr. Harry Kane. Now, again, if you need a refresher, this is how the final 30 nominees for the Ballon d'Or ended up being ranked. And you got the two Bayern boys, Harry Kane in 13th, Michael Olise in 30th. So only two Bayern players made it into the final 30 nominees. It is what it is. We're not here to talk about that. We're not here to complain about that. What we're here to talk about is why I think Harry Kane should have been lower in these Ballon d'Or rankings. And why do I say this? I say this because I saw a lot of people coming out, a lot of Englishmen, a lot of even Bayern fans saying Harry Kane 13th is an insult. Harry Kane needs to be higher. Harry Kane should feel the ultimate disrespect at being 13th in these nominees list. And I understand where people are coming from. You guys, Harry Kane is an incredible footballer. He's brilliant. But what I want to talk about in this video is let's not lie to ourselves. You guys, let's not live in la la land. We're not on drugs. We're sober people. We're enlightened. We have a brain. Unlike half of America at this moment. I live in the United States, guys. Half of the country is going crazy. Half of the country is losing their minds. You know what I mean? But let's not lie to ourselves. Harry Kane probably should have been lower. Now, Harry Kane definitely should have been nominated for the top 30. Absolutely. But in this ranking, I see a lot of people complaining the ultimate disrespect to Harry Kane. He shouldn't be 13th. He should be 10th. He should be at least in the top 10, near the top 5, whatever. I'm seeing those arguments from a lot of Bayern fans, but also a lot of Englishmen because, this is their skipper. This is the England captain. Seeing him in 13th place below Cole Palmer, a guy who's been asked in 2025, is insulting to them. But what I urge you guys to do is really think about it. Was Harry Kane the 13th best player in the world last season? Now, how am I going to structure this argument? We're just going to focus on Bayern. We're just going to focus on who are the best players in this Bayern team last season. And I will tell you right now, Harry Kane was at worst, at best, the 5th best performer in this Bayern team last year. So out of all the Bayern players, Harry Kane actually got nominated for the final 30 and made it higher than his teammate Michael Olise in 13th place compared to Olise's 30th place. But what I will tell you now is, weirdly, the two Bayern players that are nominated for this final 30 were the 4th and 5th best performers for Bayern last season. The top 3 performers for Bayern last season were not nominated because of the injuries they got at the end of the season. It was Jamal Musiala, Alphonso Davies, and Dio Upamecano. Let's not rewrite history because of the injuries. You guys, since the beginning of the beginning of that last season, up until all the injuries that Upamecano, Alphonso Davies, and Jamal Musiala sustained, that kept them out in the big Champions League games and for the end of the Bundesliga season. From August to March, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, for let's say 7.5 months of the season, Upamecano, Musiala, Alphonso Davies were our 3 best performers at Bayern. Now, fair enough, they got injured. That's why they weren't nominated. But I want to make that point, and I want to talk about this in this video because people are getting mad for no reason. Harry Kane, realistically, after seeing all the people saying he should actually be higher, realistically, if you're a Bayern fan with a brain, if you're being true to yourself, Harry Kane should actually be lower. If I'm being honest, Harry Kane should probably be somewhere between 20th and 30th. That's the God honest truth. That's the God's honest truth. If anything, Michael Olise should have been the Bayern player ranked higher in this final 30 nomination. If we're talking about if people with an actual brain did real voting, if this was a serious list, Michael Olise should have actually been ranked higher than Harry Kane. And that's the reality. And I'm not trying to be different. I'm not trying to. I didn't just go on Twitter, see a bunch of people have this take that Harry Kane should have been higher. Harry Kane in 13th place is an insult. I didn't just go on Twitter, online, Instagram, see these opinions and think, how do I have a differential take how do I have a differential take to be different so I can make a YouTube video about it? That's not what this is. I'm being dead serious. Harry Kane should have probably been lower in the Ballon d'Or rankings, and that's the truth. I don't know what to tell you, but that's the truth. And if you think I'm just acting, if you think I'm just bullshitting to make a video on this, you guys, I have a bunch of post-match reactions from last season. Almost every single Bayern game, I did a post-match reaction on my channel last season. Go back and watch it. For a lot of games, from August to March, I was consistently frustrated with Harry Kane. Now, yes, Harry Kane got the stats. Harry Kane got the goals. I think he ended the season on 41 goals and 10 plus assists, whatever it was, right? Good for you, Harry Kane. But if you really watched the games for Bayern, if you watched the performances, the impact on the field, Harry Kane was the 5th best performer at Bayern last season. And I have a bunch of post-match reactions corroborating this take of mine from last season. This isn't this new take. I'm not revising history. In fact, the people going on Twitter and Instagram complaining about Harry Kane being 13th, saying he should be higher, they are Bayern fans rewriting history because they just want to have something to be mad about. And 2, it's just English football fans that didn't watch more than 5 Bayern games last season. And they just look at his stats and say, oh, well, how can Harry Kane be this low? But in reality, guys, this is actually a really fair ranking for Harry Kane. And in my honest opinion, it should be lower. It should be lower. Now, from the names on this list, I would say actually that Harry Kane in 13th is actually like a perfect spot for him ranking in this list. If this was a serious Ballon d'Or top 30 nomination and we had 30 players that truly deserve to be in this list, Harry Kane would be there, but Harry Kane would actually be in the 20 to 30th range. And I just want people to realize that. So don't get mad about it. Calm down. And in the end, like I said in my video yesterday, who cares where you get ranked? At the end of the day, if you don't win that Ballon d'Or, it doesn't matter. No one cares about who got 13th. No one cares about who got 22nd. You guys, I don't look back at the Ballon d'Or ceremonies of the 1990s and see who got 20th that year, who got 15th. I'd like to see that. I'm not. I just look and I see who are the top 3 usually of the past Ballon d'Or editions. That's all I really care about. That's all that most people really care about. So just calm down. Harry Kane being 13th is not a big deal. Realistically, he should be lower. And if you don't believe so, you could lie to yourself if you want, but the performances from last season are there. Even, go on YouTube and look at people's general consensus on YouTube, post-match reactions, people's thoughts throughout the season last year in Kompany's first season. A lot of people were getting frustrated with Harry Kane at a certain point. You guys, I put him on fraud watch. After the Inter game, I put Harry Kane on fraud watch because the miss he's had in that first leg against Inter was unacceptable. for a £100 million player that we signed. That miss he had against Inter in that first leg was absolutely unacceptable. So yeah, Harry Kane should have been lower in the Ballon d'Or ranking. And yes, out of all the Bayern players, he got nominated for the top 30. He got the highest ranking. Cool. But every Bayern fan that's true to themselves, that has a real unbiased take on last season, anyone with a brain will tell you Harry Kane was at best the fourth best performer at Bayern last season, taking everything into account, the whole season. Regardless of the injuries that came to Musiala, Upamecano, Alphonso Davies, regardless of those injuries, put those to the side. You're looking at Bayern's best performers last year. For me, Musiala, number 1. 2, Upamecano. 3, Alphonso Davies. 4, Michael Olise. And you could at best put Harry Kane at 4, but I personally would put Olise at 4. Then I put Harry Kane at 5th. And then you get to Joshua Kimmich at 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, whoever. But that's the top 5. So Harry Kane was the 5th best performer, in my opinion, for Bayern last season. But he gets 13th in the Ballon d'Or ranking. And because people don't watch Bayern, because people don't watch the Bundesliga, they just look at his stats sheets. You have Bayern fans who probably don't watch our games. Just look at the stats sheets. Just look at SofaScore, FootMob. They're going out there getting enraged, saying it's disrespectful that Harry Kane is in 13th. The Ballon d'Or is a scam, which I agree. The Ballon d'Or is a scam. It's a fraudulent award system, ranking system, whatever. And I just see all these people getting angry that Harry Kane is 13th. And I honestly thought the whole time that Harry Kane might finish somewhere 20th to 30th in God's honest truth. So it is what it is. Harry Kane 13th. And yeah. And also something else I want to say is that people are also looking at how Harry Kane is playing today, right now, the beginning of this season, and also letting that affect how they feel about Harry Kane's 13th place in this Ballon d'Or ranking. Harry Kane, the way Harry Kane is playing right now, at the beginning of this season, the goal scoring form he's on, the how well he's playing in the team, the overall impact he has on the game, everywhere around the pitch. This isn't the Harry Kane that we got last season. He was still good last season. He was still a top 3 striker in the world. Don't get me wrong. But he wasn't as impactful as four other guys in the squad at Bayern last year. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. I saw a lot of people getting mad about Harry Kane being in 13th. And it just shows me that, 1, you're either extremely biased, or 2, you didn't watch the games. You didn't watch these games for the full 90 minutes. You didn't. You're just looking at the stats sheets. You're just looking at SofaScore ratings, FootMob ratings. Harry Kane was the 5th best performer at Bayern. Harry Kane, in my opinion, was the 5th best performer at Bayern. And the fact that he got 13th is kind of a miracle in the Ballon d'Or rankings. But I'm not saying Harry Kane sucks. I'm not trying to put Harry Kane down. That's just the truth. That's why I had to preface at the beginning of this video. I'm not trying to self-hate on Bayern. I'm not trying to drag our players down. But when I see people pushing this bullshit narrative that he should have been higher, no, I don't want to lie about it. I don't want our players to think that it was okay. I don't want Harry Kane to think that his performance last season was good enough. It was good, but I expect more. And what we're seeing at the beginning of this season is what I expect from Harry Kane. So cool. Harry Kane is 13th. I think he should have been lower. If you disagree, it doesn't matter. If people think he should have been higher, it doesn't matter. Because the way he's playing at the beginning of this season, Harry Kane is coming for that Ballon d'Or next season. Next year, I have a good feeling that he will be a genuine contender for the Ballon d'Or. So for Bayern fans, focus on that. Don't focus on this bullshit 13th ranking. Don't get riled up about it for no reason, trying to lie to yourself. Be focused on the now, and be focused on the level Harry Kane is playing at. And if he continues this level, for sure, Harry Kane will be a real contender for that Ballon d'Or next year. It's been your boy Hokage. That's all I want to say. Stay true to yourselves. Be honest with yourselves. Don't rewrite history. Harry Kane, You got lucky with the 13th place nomination. Let's just be honest. It's been your boy Hokage. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.